Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. I went grocery shopping today. I'm going to do a quick video for you guys here on what I bought and talk to you a little bit about all these prepping haul videos that I see all over YouTube. Now, everybody's got their own reason why they make these prepping haul videos, but there's some things in there that I don't really like, and I want to kind of point those out to you guys because, how can I say this? Information is also a prep, I guess is the best way to put that. I don't think that a lot of preppers, when they go grocery shopping, they look at their own personal safety as much as they should, because it's like patterning a deer when you go deer hunting. You know, you watch a particular deer or several different deer, and they've got routines, and people follow those routines, and they watch those routines, and that's how you put meat in the freezer, so to speak. So I know UPS drivers, and I talk to the mail people and stuff when they're delivering mail. They know where all the bullets and freeze-dried food is. I've talked to them. They know where all that stuff is. How much is that information worth in a collapse situation? That information can be I guess bartered, if you want to look at it from the prepper lexicon, I guess. But when I go to a grocery store or something, and I see people that have canned goods and dry goods, nothing but canned goods and dry goods in their carts, I know they're a prepper just by looking at them. I've been around the prepper sphere long enough that I kind of know another prepper when I see them, whether they acknowledge it or not. And that's something I'd like to see people change, because I think if things continue to deteriorate like they are now and shortages keep happening and stuff, I think people are going to get themselves in trouble by getting marked as either preppers or maybe even be targets, and I don't want that. I want people to be squared away and looking after themselves. Of course, the best prep, right, is one that you don't have to go to a store and buy, something you produce yourself. That's why I think gardening and that kind of stuff and foraging is so important. But just some things that are on my mind here. I'm going to show you my groceries that I got here today, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit and give you my take on grocery shopping, prepping, and I guess OPSEC. So stick around here for a second. Alright guys, this is the stuff that I bought today. And what's the first thing that sticks out in your mind when you look at this stuff? You're probably thinking, boy, this isn't a whole lot of stuff. Well, that's exactly how I shop when I prep. I don't buy a whole lot of stuff at one time. And I haven't for a long time already. I know when you're first starting out, you got that anxiety, hey man, I need to get a bunch of stuff and get it squared away and whatever, but I'm here to tell you, slow and steady wins the race. A little bit here, a little bit there, and it adds up. But something that always sticks out in my mind when I see people shopping, because I'm out there in the public just like everybody else. You see somebody that's got 5, 6, 7 flats of canned goods and a bunch of dry goods, 20-pound bag of rice, that kind of stuff. You see people that got that stuff, and I look at them, the stuff isn't on sale, and they're not trying to get some great bargain or something. That just screams prepper in my mind. So that's what I try to stay away from. And the first thing I want to show you guys here is I got fresh stuff. I got fresh bread, and I got some hamburger buns, and I got Doritos, and I got chips and stuff, normal stuff people buy. It's not always about rice and beans and dry goods and stuff. You got to have some normal looking stuff in there if you're out prepping. And I'm here to tell you that most of the stuff that's on this workbench right here, this is all stuff that's going up in my preps. I'm going to walk you through some of this stuff right here. When I buy stuff for my preps, I buy it with a grain of plausible deniability in it, I guess is the best way to put it. I got a 5-pound bag of rice here, and that's usually how I buy rice. I usually don't buy rice in bigger packages than 5 pounds. Sometimes I even buy 1 or 2 pounds, because a 20-pound bag of rice is something that a lot of people just don't buy, especially if it's just one dude out shopping by himself. It just kind of looks weird, so I don't do that. But I got rice here. I got Asian seasonings, and these packets, I'm here to tell you, these things last a long time. So I try to buy a packet or two of this kind of stuff whenever I go shopping. You know, I got teriyaki sauce here, another thing that keeps a really long time. I got some Asian noodles here. Maybe it's just going to be Asian night at the Modern Refugee household this week. Nobody knows the difference. The same thing with you know, I got peanut butter here. I got some butter. I got one thing of lard, and I got one thing of Crisco underneath there. Lard and Crisco can both be used for things other than food. You know, lard can be used for making soap, and I usually keep quite a bit of lard with me. But I don't usually buy larger containers of lard other than these small packages. The same thing with Crisco. You know, I make candles out of Crisco, but you know, I got peanut butter, I got Crisco, I got a little gluten-free flour here. Yeah, maybe I'm just making peanut butter cookies this week. You know, it's just one of those things. It's just kind of a plausible deniability thing. You want to lay that seed of doubt when you're buying your preps. You know, we got a couple family members that got celiac, so you know, I always try to grab a couple gluten-free things. You know, some pasta or some gluten-free flour. It can be used for a lot of different things. It can be used for, especially this Pillsbury here. This is good stuff. You can use that for pretty much anything that you would normally bake. You can use that gluten-free flour mix for. Another thing that sticks out in my mind, you know, if I see a guy go by and he's got 10 cans of Spam in his cart, nothing screams prepper to me more than that. I mean, that's just the same thing with like that Keystone meat and stuff. If I'm buying that stuff, that's just one can at a time, maybe 2 cans, no more than that. But there's other kinds of stuff like that that you can get to flavor and use that aren't quite so, you know, prepper related. Like these, you know, you get these sticks of pepperoni. This is shelf stable. This can sit on your shelf. You can throw this in with your pasta and your Italian dishes. Give it a little flavor. The same thing with this, you know, these bacon bits here. These bacon bits are actually an excellent thing for flavoring stuff like soups and other dishes, mac and cheese. I use these bacon bits all the time, but this doesn't really look prepperish when you're buying it, not like, you know, a bunch of Spam would be. Another thing I got here I want to show you. Ooh, drop it. This right here, these little small things of mayonnaise. You know, mayonnaise doesn't keep, so if there's no refrigeration, you know, mayonnaise, a big jar of mayonnaise is going to go bad on you. But now, if you take a small jar of mayonnaise like this, I can whip up some, you know, potato salad or macaroni salad, something like that, and just use it all up. You know, use it all up with the family and the neighbors, and then can just be discarded. And you don't always have to use or have the really large containers of stuff for making meals if there's a bad situation. You know, I got a little canned goods here, but I don't have a lot of canned goods. You know, when people buy flat upon flat upon flat of canned goods, again, that kind of raises suspicion. If somebody's looking for kind of that kind of activity, you could be opening yourself up for problems. You know, I kind of mentioned that before, like in I believe it was called my Tradecraft video. I talked about that kind of stuff, but this is just a little bit more of a deeper conversation I'm having on the topic here. Seasoning or broth base here, bouillon, another good thing to have. But you know, I got the pasta and the noodles and stuff here too. Maybe I'm making soup later in the week. You know, who knows? The same thing with condiments. Condiments is another thing. Throw a bottle of that in when you're shopping. You don't have to buy a whole bunch of it, but you know, it's something that's fairly common. That stuff keeps, and it can be used for a bunch of different things. The canned goods here, I've got, you know, I got some steakhouse beans, some cannelli beans. You know, because I basically used all this stuff here in the last week or two, so I'm replacing what I have. And that's another thing. If you use a can or two of something out of your preps, make sure that you buy that right away and replace it so you keep those stocks up. You know, same thing with the chili here. Maybe I'm making some weird kind of chili this week with the cannelli beans or whatever. Pie filling is another thing that's a good thing to keep on hand because, you know, preppers always talk, and prepping channels always talk about like pancake mix and pancake flour and stuff. This stuff you can put on that and give it a little extra flavor, something other than the normal syrup that people put on. Then I got some, you know, I got some toothpaste here, got a bottle of vitamins, I got some peroxide. Again, you know, 10 bottles of peroxide or 10 bottles of alcohol, that kind of stuff just screams prepper when it's in a shopping cart, you know. So keep it one of each. And every time you go to the grocery store, and if they've got a a small pharmaceutical section or whatever. If they got a pharmacy in it, it's a big box store. Grab a couple of things. Don't go wild. Don't buy 5 bottles of vitamins or that kind of thing. But just grab one of each, put it in your cart. That stuff adds up. Same thing. I got some Doritos, some potato chips here. Who the heck goes to a grocery store and doesn't buy at least 1 or 2 kind of junk food type things like that? So you want to throw that kind of stuff in your cart too, just because that's kind of what normal people buy. You want to just look like a blue collar person, grabbing his groceries on a payday. Just some things that I wanted to talk to you guys about here. Just get into the old the OPSEC thing. Same thing with I got a small bag of sugar there, a 4-pound bag of sugar. It's no 10, 20-pound bag of sugar, a 20-pound bag of sugar. That's kind of weird. I know all the Walmarts and stuff sell them, but that's kind of weird. Who's buying 20 pounds of sugar? Are they doing a whole ton of canning? If they don't have any other canning stuff in their cart, of course canning stuff's hard to find anyway. Maybe what are they doing with that? Maybe they're stockpiling it. Same thing here. I got the spaghetti sauce. This is one thing where it's all right to buy a couple of things. If you got a 2-pack, buy a 2-pack of something if they got 2 packs available. Maybe don't look like a prepper if you're buying a 2-pack of spaghetti sauce. Maybe you just look like a tight ass that you want to save a few pennies, and that's why you're buying the 2-pack instead of individual ones. These are just things that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about here. Just some basic OPSEC stuff. The same thing with where you go to shop. I got all this stuff here at Walmart, but don't always go to the big box stores. Go to the small neighborhood market. Go to a local grocery store. Go to a smaller place. Go to a Dollar General or a Family Dollar if you got those in your town. Kind of buy a little bit here, a little bit there, mix it up. When you go grocery shopping, don't always go at the same time. Sometimes go in the morning, sometimes go in the afternoon. Go, vary your routes when you go grocery shopping. I might sound paranoid when I say that, but make sure that nobody's kind of following you, because that's all, as things get worse and as things deteriorate, and things are deteriorating, pretty much everybody can agree to that. There's shortages, there's this and that. It's all over the news. It's just stuff that you guys need to kind of pay attention to. I hope this video gives you guys something to think about, some ideas. Like, I'm not getting down on people that do the prepping haul videos and stuff, to each their own, but just some things to think about. That's what I wanted to do this video and bring these things up, kind of some of the stuff that's in my mind when it comes to this. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information, a little entertainment out of this video. And I hope this video gives everybody out there in the prepper sphere something to kind of ponder and think about. But anyway, you guys stay safe and have a good one.